Welcome back to They Did What, your source for the internet's craziest and most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and on occasion, make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, Served Her at the Hotel They Were Sleeping In. And guys, this whole story is about a guy who's married to his wife for like 16 years here it says. And for the most part, in his mind, things were going pretty good. And then things started acting very strange, or shall I say his wife started acting really strange. Unhappy all the time, snapping at him, basically making him out to be the bad guy because she's unhappy with the marriage. And this guy certainly does try to make things better, but gets nowhere with her. Eventually he starts noticing a lot of suspicious behavior. You can connect the dots here, and lo and behold, he finds evidence that she's cheating. And worse yet, the last person that she should be cheating with, her boss. Talk about a cliche. And they are friends with with her boss and the wife, and they get together and hang out and all that. Big mess. But you're going to see here, one thing leads to another, that a very elaborate plot is done to catch both her and the guy, and it's quite interesting and entertaining. So, I'm not going to spoil any more of this. You guys are definitely going to enjoy this story. So, it starts off, he says, hello guys, I hope you're all doing well. This is a pretty long story and messed up. Sorry for any errors as I'm writing on my phone. I've come to the end of my rope and I have no idea how to navigate this mess. You know, a lot of people write these stories, I think, just to really get it out there, makes them feel better, to vent, to get some tips and suggestions because they feel lost. It's interesting how the direction of how things have gone, how places like Reddit have seemed to help a lot of people. A bit of a background. I'm 43 years old and my wife, she's 40 years old. We've been married for 16 years. We have 2 kids, a 14-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son. Our marriage was very rocky in the beginning, but we made it through those tough years and have come out of it much better from it. So, there's a sign. Usually when people get married in the beginning, it's good in the beginning and then it gets bad. Theirs was bad in the beginning, then got better, at least what he thought. That ought to say something. We married young, so maturity wasn't all there yet, but we knew we loved each other and could conquer an obstacle that comes between our marriage. I'm still not sure whether this was wishful thinking. Yeah, it was. Anyway, my wife is a manager at a very big advertising company for 3 years now, and I'm in engineering for 7 years. Both of our jobs pay well and give our family a pretty good lifestyle. We were a very tight-knit family. We always made sure as parents that we were there for our kids to create great memories. No matter how busy we got, we always made time for our kids. Honestly, I consider myself a good dad and a husband. I messed up sometimes when it came to my wife, but I did anything for this woman, and it honestly shocked me to my core when I found out she was having a long-term affair. Well, maybe the fact that you were always doing everything to make her happy was part of the problem. At the end of the day, she's the a-hole for cheating, don't get me wrong, and lying and doing what you're going to see here. But still, a lot of guys, they just think, if I just am the nicest guy in the world and so accommodating and treat her like a queen and put her on a pedestal and give her the royalty treatment, then she'll love me more. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way, because if she's being an a-hole and she knows it, and you're kissing her butt and treating her like the queen, she's going to lose respect for you. That's what the bad boys do that the nice guys don't do, is bad boys call women out on their crap. And they like that. He goes on, which brings me to discovery. Wife was acting distant. In fact, the last 2 years before this were the hardest. She just didn't seem like anything I did could make her happy. She kept comparing me to her boss. And he says, yes, I know now. And would always tell me how he would handle this or that. He says, I can't read her mind. Well, her boss can. Women always want guys to be mind readers. It doesn't work that way. They want guys to be able to just figure things out and fix the problem. And I get that on some level, that a man takes action and gets shit done, but a man isn't a mind reader. So get over it, ladies, if you happen to be watching this. He says, I don't take initiative to take her out on dates and make her feel special. Well, her boss does that for his wife. Why was I so immature? I would ask what she wanted me to do to spice up our love life. Her answer usually is, don't ask, you need to already know it and do it. Well, I will also say there, to be fair, that one of the dumbest mistakes guys make is they say, what do you want me to do? Tell me what to do. And the woman doesn't want to have to tell you what to do. She wants you to be a man and figure it out. You know, it's the dumbest thing you see in movies and TV all the time. Tell me what to do. How can I fix this? No, dude, figure it out yourself. So in that area, I can get it. But still, he is at least trying. But she's already in a-hole land and doing a lot of dirty deeds already. So no matter what he does, it's not going to make her happy anyway because she's already checked out. He says, so I researched, bought some books, since I was clueless, someone else had to have the answer. Anything I attempted was met with either half-hearted appreciation or bitter disappointment. My wife was never like this in the years I've known her, so I thought that inability to make her happy was something I seriously needed to fix. Little did I know, it wasn't me who was doing the fixing the entire time. So at least this guy's trying, right? But he said, no matter what I did, I couldn't make her happy. Well, because she checked out. She was already being made happy someplace else. But instead of just ending the marriage, she was stepping out. And wait till you see how this goes and how this ends. He says, we were very close to her boss and his wife. They also have kids, and the kids loved each other. We brought them to our barbecues, family outings, to the park, game days at the arcade. They have been to our house numerous times, and we've been to theirs. It's no surprise that we became close. I would confide in her boss about our marital problems. He gave me good advice. I thought he was a swell guy. Well, not as swell as you think. Anyway, back to the discovery. I had grown emotionally tired from my wife's demands to better myself or the marriage was done. How about she starts doing things to help fix the marriage? Why is it all his fault? There's an idea. But is this guy saying that? I don't think so. You gotta call them on their crap, guys. I was honestly shocked with her attitude because before all this, I thought we had a great marriage. So one night she was busy laughing and giggling while texting someone. I was next to her in bed and was curious. The moment I leaned my head to take a peek, she viciously pulled away from me. She was angry instantly, asking me what I was doing. I told her I wanted to see what the joke was, and she told me it was none of my business, and retreated to the bathroom. She's not even trying to hide it. She's sitting there right next to him, texting some other dude, and makes him be the bad guy for looking, and then goes to the bathroom. I think that's the day that I just knew deep down there was an affair of sorts going on. I did not have proof, though. Trust your gut. I made the mistake of asking her directly the next day. She was furious and denied any wrongdoing. Well, that's what they do. I did not have access to her phone, but I wanted the truth terribly. I asked her for her phone, and she refused. Only later, during that night, did she grudgingly give me the phone. Almost every text message she sent to specific people were deleted. I could tell because some conversations seemed inconsistent and others downright ridiculous. Well, of course she gave you the phone after she deleted everything. Well, here you go, because she got rid of all the proof. I gave her the phone back, and we did not speak of it until a month later when I was able to get a buddy on it to check the phone and recover deleted texts. My wife had gotten another phone prior and hardly used the one she handed to me. Some texts were recovered, and it was through bits and pieces I finally had proof that there was an affair going on, and as you guessed it, it was with her boss. What a lowlife. This is the guy they hang out with, family barbecues. This guy goes to him for marital advice, and meanwhile he's boning his wife. That's terrible. This poor guy. And this is the same guy who's been trying, reading books and trying his best to fix things, and look how she's treating him. See ya. I just knew if I confronted her, then she would find some way to weasel out of it. So I bided my time. I was a wreck, though. All I could think about how it was going to affect the kids. The situation was horrible, and I cried in front of my buddy. I still did not want to give up on the marriage, so 3 days later I bought How to Help Your Spouse Heal from an Affair. He says, it's okay if you're shaking your head. Yeah, dude, you're buying a book to give to her and how to heal the affair? She's cheating on you. She's lying to you, treating you like crap. You've been trying everything to fix it, and you want to fix this? Once a cheater, always a cheater. She's treating you like crap. It's over. And as if she doesn't have minimal respect for you already, if you just handle this in a way like you're coddling her, she's going to have less respect for you. She'll do it again. He says, I wanted my wife back, and I wanted to save the marriage. No, it's not going to work. I had planned on talking to her on that Saturday to work things out, but she had told me they had an emergency at work and not to wait up for her. Of course, I contacted the workplace on the day to confirm the story that she gave me and received no answer. They were not open on Saturdays. I tried her phone, but no answer. She came back home at 2 a.m. on Sunday and immediately showered and came to bed. I asked her why she was late, and she dodged the question by saying that she already told me not to wait for her. I was sick of this. emergency work thing on a Saturday, out to 2 o'clock in the morning, not available on the phone, comes home at 2 a.m., takes a shower to wash his scent and cologne and all that off her. Again, she's not even trying to hide it. She wants to get caught. Come on here. I did not give her the book I bought. I was suffering and she didn't care. She saw me suffering and didn't care. I contacted her boss's wife to find out from her if she knew anything. I was so desperate for stability, and to this day I don't regret doing that. She was as shocked as I was when finding out. She wanted to confront her husband, but I told her he would probably lie and try to hide it better, like my wife did. We met at her house to discuss what was going on, and I gave her the little proof that we had. She wanted more evidence, so we decided to gather evidence on each other's sides and compare them. All right, so now this is getting interesting. He's working with the wife of the guy that's doing his wife. Remember the saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and believe me, she is going to be a very good ally to this guy and getting some serious payback and trapping these two a-holes in action, as you're going to see as I go on with this story. I started snooping on my wife more and more, and she did the same with her husband. It was very easy on her end to find undeniable proof. Her husband was so arrogant that he didn't even delete the text on his phone between him and my wife, and the little text I found earlier finally made sense, and we had a whole picture of how long the affair was going on. 2 years. 2 years this was going on. All the while he's trying to fix things. And she's being so mean and nasty to him. This is why you can't fix this. This is why it's over. And I don't want to hear this staying for the kids nonsense, because it doesn't work. The kids will just see mom and dad hating each other's guts and treating each other like crap, and that'll make the kids miserable, and somehow, some way, those kids may end up in relationships like that down the road. I've seen it happen. Best to part ways, but before you part ways, catch him red-handed. The boss's wife was livid, and so was I. She wanted to get revenge on them, and so did I. They slept together everywhere. Her house, my house, expensive hotels, business trips. It was all sickening to read all that. They even sent each other pictures, but we decided to ignore the pictures because she didn't want to scar ourselves with the images. We wanted revenge, but not an affair ourselves. We both decided that if they wanted each other, then they could have each other. Yeah, fine. We'll put you through a nasty divorce, and you guys can have all the fun you want together. But something tells me that happens, those two suddenly will not feel as attracted to one another once it came out in the open. We both drew divorce papers at around that time. We were dead set on it. Our spouses didn't know that we knew, and we acted our part. By the time our ducks were in a row, they were at it again. This time, through collaborating with the boss's wife, we knew exactly where and how they were going to be served. We knew which hotel they booked for the weekend of fun. I personally went there with the sheriff. I waited in the lobby as the sheriff got everything working, and my wife was called to come down from her room. She did, dressed in a bathrobe, and I fear nothing else. A bathrobe, like she couldn't put on a pair of shorts and a shirt or walk, but the bathrobe. She's panicking, frantically asking me what I was doing there. I was quite a distance from our home, but not too far. The sheriff asked for confirmation of her name and information. She confusingly answered in the affirmative and was served. It was very satisfying seeing the shocked look on her face, but I did not want to rub it in, so I decided to walk away knowing the job was done. That would have been fun to watch. She didn't let me and was holding my arm, pulling me back, and demanding to know what was the meaning of this. She's got some nerve. I told her, you had an affair and I'm leaving you, simple. She started screaming at me and pulling my arm, and the sheriff had to step in and tell her to release me at once. She did so and started crying, telling me she can explain. I had the wrong idea. It's my fault. I was getting angry, so I left quickly to get home. Explain what? I love how it's always the same response. My wife told her boss, and he panicked. From what I was told, he rushed home only to be served there. We did not give them time to get their heads on straight. We blindsided them just like they did us. My divorce will be finalized in a couple of months. Hers might be taking a bit longer. Both my wife and her boss have been fighting us on the divorces. Neither wants to get divorced. Hey, tough crap. The excuses I hear is that they never intended to leave their spouses. It was purely a S-word affair, nothing more. People have worse affairs and still come out with a great marriage. They effed up and they would like a chance to un-F the situation. You don't get to have a say in this. You guys screwed up the whole thing. You guys were the awful, disloyal people here. Forget it. And I apologize all the sniffing, guys. My allergies are killing me today. I took some Dayquil before a couple hours ago, but it's not working, so just bear with me here the rest of the story. I've asked my wife what she thought the outcome of all this would be. She said she was going with the flow and acted completely out of character. She is not that person anymore. I told her she's an idiot. She is an idiot, and you'd be an idiot if you believed it. Out of character, my butt. 2 years? Come on. People around me are calling me evil for not giving my wife another chance. Who cares? Who cares what other people have to say? They're not married to her. My kids know what's going on. They're age appropriate, and they are behind me 100%, but would like it if we stayed together. My resolve is slipping, coupled by the fact that we still live in the same house and my wife is going to therapy and reading the book I gave her. It's getting harder to stick to my guns. She says that she's remorseful and will do whatever it takes. They always say that. All I tell her is that she's sorry she got caught, and that's all I need to know. That's exactly what it is. She's sorry she got caught. Otherwise, this would have been going on for Lord knows how long. She's called me a bitter, resentful person who just can't look past the negativity. She apologized for it later, but I know that's how she feels. Bitter, resentful. 2 years she's banging this dude, or being banged by this dude. Bitter, resentful. She's not in a place to insult this guy, and she wants him to get back together with her, but the shaming tactic, that's what it's often used. The boss's wife and I still talk, and my wife absolutely hates that. She thinks I'm going to have a revenge affair, or her boss's wife is the reason I will not give us another chance. She has asked me repeatedly to initiate no contact with the boss's wife, just like she's did with her boss. I told her she's crazy. We didn't do anything wrong, and why should I respect your opinions now? See, I think I'm done. I have no respect for her. She's in no position to make demands. If this guy wants to talk to the boss's wife, or anybody else's wife, or any other woman, he can do whatever he wants. It's not her place to say. She still doesn't want to give up and is actually trying to engage with me, her thoughts, and processes to her affair. I see them as excuses, so I don't entertain her. Good. She wants me to do therapy with her. I read many places where the therapist blames the victim, so I was like, hell no. Don't do couples therapy. They're going to make you out to be the bad guy because you won't forgive her, and they're going to side with the wife. Trust me. She wants me to read infidelity books with her. What is the point if we're going to divorce anyway? She wants to be intimate. I told her she's not going to manipulate me with sex. She says it's not manipulation and just wants to show me how much she loves me. If she really loved him, she wouldn't be having a 2-year-long affair, and she would have worked with him when he was trying to fix things. But she didn't care. And remember how mean she was to him and all those other things she was doing? It's over. I corrected and said, love me now, you mean. People around me are frustrated with me, even my mom, because they say people make mistakes, and my wife realizes through her mistakes that she truly does love me. I tell people that I will never be anyone's fallback plan. Good, absolutely. You got value, buddy. You're not going to be somebody's backup plan. And who cares what your mom or any other family member says? It's not their business. You're a grown man. This is your marriage. You're in your 40s. It's not their problem. Say that either they support you or don't talk to me anymore. End of story. And if they really push it, you can pretty much say other things that I'm not going to mention on this channel. He says, I feel bad for treating her the way I do. Smack. Why? She brought it on herself. She didn't feel bad about her actions. I still love her even though there's hate there. Am I being unnecessarily cruel to her? No. She's trying really hard, but I just don't care. Should I reconsider the divorce? No, don't reconsider divorce. It's over. People are saying I'm moving too quickly and I will regret it. Is that true? I don't know what's real and what's not. So that's the end of his story. And absolutely he should not reconsider the divorce. His gut, his initial reaction is the correct one, that it's over. I mean, if it was like one time and she confessed to him what she did and was unbelievably remorseful, that would be one thing. And even then, I would still say no. But at least then, in terms of levels of respect, it could be handled a little differently. But because this went on for 2 years and she made him feel like complete garbage and blamed him for everything being wrong and obviously, no doubt, blamed him for the affair, that's a different ballgame here. And she thinks just because, like, all of a sudden she said, I'll do anything to make it right, and I love you so much, and I'll go to therapy, that's going to make him forget everything. No way. He's never going to trust her again. Every time she's on that phone, tapping away, he's going to think she's talking to somebody else. Every time that he has relations with her, he's going to picture some other dude's sausage in her mouth. That's not a very good, healthy way to go. And if he takes her back, she's not going to respect him. She's going to see him as weak. It is what it is, guys. It's human nature. So it's as much as it hurts him because, okay, this is the mother of his kids, and they were together for a long time, and I get that. But even still, you got to move on. Life is short. He's in his early 40s. He's younger than me. I'm 40, almost 44. Plenty of time to start over, clean slate, move on, heal, learn some things. And if he's a relationship guy, he can then get another one down the road when he's healed and learned a few things. But taking her back would be crazy. But anyhow, guys, that was a good story here, how he and the wife of the dude that was hooking up his wife collaborated and figured out the master plan and got them both. That's pretty cool there. Justice is served. I just hope he doesn't cave and stay with his wife, because it's not going to be good, believe me. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me think about this. Let me know your opinions. Should he stay with should he stay with his wife? Love to hear your opinions on this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.